2 videos in a day going over the drama in DCUO. Oh, God. So, 2 of the biggest content creators popped in on my last video, and that's LV and Solaris. Now, I do not know either player. I don't. Solaris plays on EU. LV, I might have bumped into him before. I don't know. I don't pay attention to nothing. Now, I've said this. DC has been my go back to game. It was never my main game in perspective as end game. I mean, prior to Atlantis, when the arts dropped, is when I stopped playing end game for DC. Now, I had played DCUO since launch, and I was a PC player. I've been around DC on and off, since the beginning, since launch. I just keep quitting and coming back after, to me, DC was my break from whatever game I was transitioning in. I didn't want to be a content creator initially, but when I was playing Elder Scrolls Online, I was doing things that other players couldn't understand. And somebody had said you should become a content creator to teach them. And then, of course, I was met with resistance because the meta players, the ignorant motherfuckers, couldn't grasp the concept. But then all of a sudden, everybody changed their tune. And they had no choice because, well, I knew the math. Matter of fact, I knew Matt Firer when he owned Mythic. I was an alpha tester for Warhammer Online. So, of course, I've been doing this a very long time. Very long. And DC, to me, it's fun. It is fun, but I reintegrate the community as toxic. And this latest, debacle has proven my point once again, because Solaris is making there's players now making accusations that LV bought his account. Now, here's my 2 cents. Just my 2 cents. Which one of you has not purchased anything on the market? 0. You can't say you haven't, because we all have to some degree, whether it be your armories, whether it be any form of XP gain, right? For your artifacts, your allies, replay badges. I can go on and on. To some degree, you bought your account. If the allegations are true. Now, Solaris makes a point. There is terms and services that prohibit players from selling their accounts and other people from buying them. So there is somewhat of a point there. But, on the flip side, you all have invested money into this game. So you're basically, being hypocrites. You are. And when it comes to Solaris, dude, you're a hybrid tank. You're a hybrid. Yes, you can run the content. But you're proving my point. Because no other game could you get away with that bullshit. Because any other game's raids, if you try to hybrid a tank, your ass would get smacked the fucking back. Because mitigation is number 1 priority. That's my number 1 priority. So you don't have room to wiggle in other MMOs. That's why I don't take the game serious. And as far as it comes when he said, oh, he's not an OG. He doesn't have 1,000 skill points. You don't need 1,000 skill points. There's diminishing marginal returns, you dipshit. And you're talking about Flash being meta. Dude, you don't understand fucking meta. You can't count. You can't count. You don't know what diminishing marginal returns are. Here's my challenge to you, Solaris. Put Dilasteel and Tet on a tank And tell me if your might doesn't increase significantly along with Pages of the Black. Go ahead. Prove me wrong. You can't, so shut the fuck up. You don't know shit. You're a fucking drama queen dressed up in an MMO, and then you're gatekeeping. You're no different than any other player trying to protect their reputation. That's what I said, protect. Because if someone else comes along and does it better, heaven fucking forbid. Jeez, Matesis, you guys are fucking toxic as fuck. Disgusting.